There are many variables to being.
Wait. Before we actually start, I want to make sure all the non-basketball players or watchers know exactly what a free throw is. In case you don't know what a free throw is, it's a shot you take worth 1 point that has to be taken behind a certain line and, of course, basketball. Here you can see one of the greatest free throw shooters of all time and the best shooter of all time, Steph Curry, take a free throw. Anyways, back to the main part of the video.
There are many variables to becoming a good free throw shooter. It's not as easy as chucking the ball up repeatedly. Although practice will help significantly, there's other important factors to take note of. Some of these factors are the release point of your ball, your foot placement, your strength, and your general form. Ever since last year when a friend reintroduced me to basketball, I just couldn't stop playing. But I haven't been doing it for long, and because of that, I'm not the greatest shooter. When I joined the basketball team last year, I seemed to really struggle with shooting. I got a low free throw percentage and only made 2 shots from the field. But that's also because I sat out for half the year. Anyways, I've decided to practice a basic shot called a free throw to really get the motion and fundamentals down. Me and Rowan will be focusing on many of these factors as we start this free throw journey. Each week, me and Rowan will likely do one session of about 50 free throws, and then take an additional 10 free throws in which we will calculate our percentage from. For example, if one of us hits 5 of the additional 10 free throws, the person who got 5 additional free throws will put their percentage that week as 50%. During each of these weeks, we will try to include some of the factors I listed earlier. We'll try to focus on these factors quite a bit, but over-focusing could mess up our flows during free throws. Throughout these weeks, both of us are hoping to reach 90% from 10 free throws, maybe even 100. I know this could be a very rocky ride, as often when I'm shooting free throws, what seems to happen a lot is I have a good shooting day one day, but the next day I barely land any. Sometimes when this happens, I don't even know why. I feel exactly the same the day I did before. Most of the time this happens though is when I get pain from an injury or have a bad night of sleep. I'm quite excited to do this as I know it can be both good for my physical health and my mental health. I also just really enjoy playing basketball. Maybe there could be even more hidden positives that I just can't see yet.
The older I get, the more I want to do basketball for the rest of my life, the more my dedication grows. One of my idols, Kobe Bryant, helps me realize how much work I have to put in to get to the higher level of basketball. I've dedicated myself to the sport, having the goal of practicing 10 hours a week. Basketball isn't a physical sport, it's about teamwork and dedication, and being able to put the work in no matter how much you don't want to do it.
Anyways, here's a couple tips and tricks we've learned throughout this practice.
Tip 1. One-handed shooting. Doing one-handed shooting a couple feet away from the rim can be very helpful. This can help you get basic form down and help with consistency. It's also just a really good warm-up.
Tip 2. Drinking lots of water. Of course, when you're doing physical activity, you want to drink plenty of water. As one time, I didn't bring a water bottle to a basketball practice, and I got tired and sweaty much quicker, which caused my shooting percentage to decrease significantly.
Tip 3. Wearing proper, grippy, and supportive shoes. At one session, my back got messed up quite a bit, and part of that was my shoes I was wearing. Then I wore my other supportive shoes, and I had less of a problem.
Tip 4. Not practicing through injury. When I started having elbow pain from shooting, I went to one more session and that really messed up my elbow, forcing me to take a break of practicing and rest, which likely led to even less practice for me.
Tip 5. Watching pros shoot. If you watch almost anybody in the professional basketball league or just high-level basketball, they're likely to be having a near-perfect shooting form. So you watch their following techniques, and that can help you. After a few weeks of practicing basketball with Devin, I ended up feeling a lot more confident in my shooting and free throws. I went from around 6 out of 10 to 8 out of 10. Even though I didn't reach my goal, I did pretty well. This helped me become a better basketball player. I discovered some challenges along the way though, like when my back started hurting out of nowhere. And when I took a break from shooting, my jump shot would fall apart. So this made me realize how much work I have to put in to become a better basketball player.
After several weeks of practicing, I ended up getting quite a bit better at free throw shooting. At the start, I got 3 to 10 free throws to 6 out of 10 free throws, but now I usually get between 6 out of 10 free throws to 8 out of 10 free throws. Although I didn't reach my goal of 9 out of 10 free throws, I still feel like a better basketball player. If you want to be a better basketball player, I highly suggest trying this. For a lot of people, it might sound annoying to say that this works well, because often when you're starting this, there's a period where there's no improvement. But often when you practice enough, you will suddenly find your shooting form and consistency for shooting. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!